Look, I've done some really long videos that have been a bit rambly. So Scott 1984 FP, that is Scott 1984 FP, on every social media platform you can think of, including Twitter. You have to ask Elon Musk why he's so scared of me, had me permanently suspended in 2023 and temporarily suspended between December 2022 to April 2023. It's because I could at every single fucking scumbag that is an elite. That is every fucking scumbag, every ex-banker, every fucking fraudster, every fucking dodgy country. Look, I'm all roads lead to BRICS. All roads, all tensions, everything leads to BRICS. What do you think BRICS is going to do to the USA dollar and the petrol dollar? It's going to try and fucking sink it. What do you think it's going to try and do to the pound? It's going to try and fucking sink it. What do you think it's going to try and do to the euro? It's going to try and fucking sink it. What do you think is happening in Africa? France, the UK, Italy, Israel, and the USA, they're being told to piss off out of Congo, piss off out of Sudan, piss off out of Haiti, piss off out of Niger, while also people not realising, not even South Africa, that is in BRICS. South Africa is in BRICS and it has no fucking clue. Maybe at the top, maybe it doesn't have a great secret service. Who knows? Yet China owned 37 cobalt mines and guard them. 37 cobalt mines across Africa and South Africa. That makes Sudan, the Congo, and Niger free amongst Italy, Israel, France, the UK, and the USA look like chump food. We are going to oblivion. No, Putin isn't a nice guy. No, Nigel Farage isn't a nice guy. No, Rupert Murdoch isn't a nice guy. No, Jacob Rees-Mogg isn't a nice guy. No, Boris Johnson isn't a nice guy. No, Dan Wootton isn't a nice guy. Piers Morgan isn't a nice guy. Tucker Clarkson isn't a nice guy. Jeremy Clarkson isn't a nice guy. Theresa May isn't a nice person. Priti Patel isn't a nice person. David Cameron isn't a nice person. Jacob Rees-Mogg isn't a nice person. What do you think all this national service suddenly coming out of nowhere? What do you think that's all about? The West had dried up. The West had dried up. Conservatism and capitalists figured this out 15 years ago. They could see the West was drying up. They could see that they wasn't going to get the income that they were getting because you can't afford rent. You can't get a mortgage even though it's cheaper than your rent. You can't afford milk for your children, baby formula. You can't afford healthcare. You can't afford anything because capitalism is a cancer. You don't feed billionaires. Billionaires aren't meant to exist. Billionaires is a scam from centuries ago. It is a pyramid scheme. And the people at the top of the pyramid scheme, they can go bankrupt as many times as they want. And they know that Italy, Israeli state, France, the USA, Russia, China, the UK, those bankers are going to pay them out. But if you got 10 grand in shares, you're never seeing them again. Living wages? Because that means, why would I, a greedy, selfish little Elon Musk man, want to give you living wages? Fucking hell. That's an extra £1 billion. What can I do with £1 billion? I can coup a country. I can assassinate someone. I can get away with rape. I can get away with paedophilia. I can get away with human trafficking. I can get away with money laundering. I can get away with tax evasion. I can get away with anything. Look. You billionaires aren't meant to exist. Royal families aren't meant to exist. Religious extremists, whether it's Catholicism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, Sikhism, Buddhism, all that shit's not meant to exist. That is to program this to go, oh, one day I might die. World shit, isn't it? I don't want to change the world because I've been told the pie in the sky myth. My soul forever is either going to go to hell or I'm going to be rewarded, whether I want to taste like a turkey, whether I want to, you know, see what it's like to be a billionaire. There's probably nothing happens after death. And if it does, it's in none of these fucking religious scripts. All those religious scripts have been hidden. They're in the Vatican, and they're in Islam, and they're in other countries. Your Quran, your Torah, your Bible, it's all fake shit. Centuries and centuries and centuries and centuries old. The elites then, and the royals, figured out shit. We're nasty people. And we're a small percentage. We're between 1% to 3% of the country's population. If those sheep ever fucking figure out that we are the minority, shit, we better do something. Any moron can think up religion. If you don't think they were intelligent people hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years ago, you really don't understand humanity. You do not understand the human brain. It is bigger than fucking every computer that you can exist, past, present, and future. It's a computer. It's an organic computer. So, what they do is the elites go, well, if we set up a scam and family name after family name after family name after royals after royals after royals, religious extremism, divide and conquer, divide and conquer. The psychopaths and the sociopaths and the narcissists, the bad people, the minority, the elites, the scumbags, one thing that they do like is ego, ego, ego. They like the idea of going, my great, 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 great will still be in charge. Because that's how we've set it up. Billionaires is a pyramid scheme. It is a pyramid scheme. It is stolen wages. It is stolen holiday pay. It is stolen taxes. It is stolen to build our countries. Every country in the world should all be interlinking. Every country should be all interlinking by trains, boats, ships, aircraft, passports, made up shit. Borders, made up shit. Visas, made up shit. Because if they can keep you in your little country, in your little cage, and your little box, and your little glass ceiling, when they tell you, no, it's the Turks, they're bad people. No, it's the Muslims, they're bad people. No, it's the Russians, they're bad people. No, it's the Brits, they're bad people. Passports means you can't just go to see if France is bad. You can't just fucking go to Iran and see if it's bad. You know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But without that passport and their media, you're never going to find out, are you? Passports aren't easy to get hold of, or someone's got to know you for 2 or 3 years, blah, blah, blah. It's got to be countersigned, all of that bullshit to keep you in the cage. So when they say that's the bad person, that's the bad country, how the fuck will you know? You're never going to go there. Because a passport is a fucking hard thing to get. A visa can be rejected. Do you realise where we are? We are in empire, imperialism, dictatorship, collective. They all work together and they're destroying this world. And I'm fed up of you sheep being asleep.